Hello and welcome to another sketchbook tour. So I can't really believe it, but I actually finished the sketchbook. It's basically one of the first that I ever finished. I only have done 2 sketchbooks so far, and both were for Inktober/Peachtober challenges, so they are not like real sketchbooks, but full of illustrations made from prompts, and they were only like 30 pages. And this one is bigger, and it took me almost 3 years to finish it, but it's ready. Okay, so it's a Moleskin sketchbook. It's from something art collection. I have no idea because I bought it in 2019, so it was a very long time ago, and I basically wanted to use it for gouache and colored pencils. And since it has a really thick paper, I think 180 grams or something like this, yeah, and I started it in 2019. So here's a little comparison. This one I've made in 2019. I actually liked this art I did here a lot. So here is one of the newest illustrations. You could have seen it on my Instagram, but this is the one I did for the daily challenge that I'm doing. And I really got inspired by the art I was doing back then, and went back a little bit, so it can be a little bit similar, but yeah, it's 3 years difference. Here again is this one painted with gouache. I actually felt like I was doing better with painting back then than I was nowadays. It's mostly because I spent last 2 years mostly painting digitally, so it's been nice to develop those skills again, start working on traditional art. Here's actually the one of the first I did with neocolors. I really like this medium. Yeah, and here was one of my favorite spreads. It was made for Endangered Week. I was going to make 5 of them, but I've only did 1 for a pangolin, and it turned out really cute. Next is the view from Park Guelph. I've already showed you all about it in the last video, so let's move. And yeah, here are a lot of really old ones. I actually was couldn't really figure out colors. I've always struggled a lot with choosing colors when painting with gouaches or watercolors. I don't know, I've learned how to pick colors on the color wheel in Photoshop or Procreate, but when I had to mix them myself, they were not that great. Yeah, I've painted some plants that we had in Barcelona. All of them are dead. And here I started to using more gouaches with pencils, and I really like this pretty simple but yeah, kind of interesting style with a lot of textures, and it was also one of my favorite drawings from this sketchbook. Yeah, here are some swatches of the new art supplies, and I also did tons of Draw This in Your Style challenges. I usually, when I had no idea what to draw or what to paint, I just went to Instagram and looked for some Draw This in Your Style challenge, so I did quite quite a lot. I mostly sketched them and then didn't paint them right away, so usually I was like finishing when they are like a year old or something like this, so never posted them, but here they are. There's also the Draw This in Your Style. Here is another one. I really like this girl with butterflies, and I always struggle to, I've always struggled to paint butterflies a lot. They were like, I don't know, but something is always off, and here I was trying again, but let's pretend this page doesn't exist. Okay. So here was my profile illustration for quite a while, but there is no Kula and now there is no Luna, so I had to change it. Here I had an empty page and I thought, what better to draw than some cacti, right? Yeah. Here were some Christmas illustrations of Lux and Kula, and always when I had no idea what to put on the page, I just wanted to fill it, I would do some leaves or some patterns or stuff like this. Yeah, here I thought about some like cacti friend, big cactus and small cactus and their adventures together, and I also did like a whole set of postcards with some happy mottos later about them. I like to use these sketchbooks sometimes as a place to just put down ideas, so I could like paint something pretty fast here and without many details, and then maybe later on change it into some final art. Here's another Draw This in Your Style. And another one, and another one. Yeah, I'm not sure, maybe this was not Draw This in Your Style, maybe I just like drawing tigers. It is possible. I also like drawing birds, especially colorful birds, and toucans are one of my favorites. So you can see probably a lot of toucans and parrots in my art. Here was a really failed attempt to the landscape. The colors are super off, and like this red doesn't go all that well with this green, and everything just doesn't have that many details, and yeah. I'm not sure what was about this one, but this was another Draw This in Your Style. I can show you. This doesn't turn out that great, but I started it like a few years ago. First sketched it, then after a few months painted, then after a few months started adding details, and I just didn't like it anymore that much. And here I got some like probably the black from the panther went here when I was drawing this one. It doesn't look all that great, but yeah, I'm not sure I can do anything about it. Here are some newer Draw This in Your Style. I mean, they are pretty old because I've sketched them like months ago, but I've painted it like last week, so they have better colors, more in my current color palette, so I'm quite happy how they turn out. And yeah, those are also a couple of new ones. Yeah, there are a lot of Draw This in Your Style, so yeah. Some random animals. It was one of the first like drawing I did after a very long break, so especially the dog, it's so off and doesn't look like a dog. Yeah, but here is also the second example. I was trying to do frames for Outlander. I really love the series. I watched it like a few times already, and I wanted to do some quick thumbnail sketches, but well, they turned out not so great. Maybe I will redo them in a few weeks to see how I progressed and how my art changed. Maybe I have a lot of problems with these like tiny humans, or humans at all actually, but yeah, maybe it would be a good exercise. Some more patterns, camper illustration. This when I have no idea what to draw, I like to draw campers and mountains and landscapes and stuff like this. We would really like to have a camper like this. Maybe not like this, but to have a camper one day and travel in it. Yeah, so here are a couple of newer illustrations. This is the first spread for the daily challenge. It wasn't the best one, and I actually noticed here that I have super huge problem with choosing colors, and decided that this is going to be like the main thing I'm going to work on from now on, to mix colors. So I looked for some YouTube videos and try to figure out what my color palette is, looked at my digital art, and I decided to limit my palette a little bit. Here was actually the attempt to, because here I did all the outlines with the colors that match the best the color that the thing is, and here I decided to try and do all the outlines just with the same pencil. It worked better, but that was still not it. So I thought I could like extremely limit my palette to only pink, violet and greens and blues. And at first, like you can see here, it wasn't all that great. It looks like it's a little bit out of place because there's like huge violet here and a huge green here. But then I started working on it more and more, and it started coming together really well. Like I was mixing them more and putting like more green all around the page, and the pink and violet also all around the page, and also like putting them close by and like on the same flower, on the same plant and stuff like this. And this was actually the first spread that I really liked, and that I was happy about the colors. Yeah, here I tried to do some landscapes, but I thought landscape would be pretty easy, so I guess I just haven't put so many effort in it, and they didn't turn out so great, but it was an exercise. And yeah, here is a cute pink house. At first, when I published it on Instagram, it was like all green here and all green like there, and I only had like dark purple flowers around here, because I really struggled with putting a lighter color on darker greens with only colored pencils. Even that, if that was luminance pencil, which are pretty good quality, like very good quality, but still it didn't work that great. But when I bought neocolors, I added all those details here and there, and all the whites and pinks and purples, and I just love how it looks like right now. Yeah, here are another houses, and I think this is the last spread. I tried to look at some references at Google Maps, so I just dropped the pin randomly around Canada, and this is what popped up, and I actually really loved it. It's the last spread, but it's definitely one of my favorites. That's it. I've already started 2 new sketchbooks, and since I'm doing a daily challenge right now, I think I may be able to actually finish them faster than 3 years, like this one. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and remember to subscribe to my channel and give some likes. I haven't filmed in a while and YouTube algorithm really doesn't like me right now, so if you like the video, please give it some love, and thank you so much. Bye bye!